Imagine your father and your mother didn't get along. And that is typical in relationships with black people, especially in urban black cities. But your dad was trying to get in contact with you. He didn't want to be with your mother. Your mother hates your father. And let's just say, for example, when your dad is trying to reach out to your mom, she keeps moving. So she's moving from city to city to city to city. And your dad is trying to come to your graduation. She's telling him he can't come, but at the same time, he's telling you that your dad doesn't care about you. Imagine how that would make you feel. You would feel like, wow, I want to get in contact with my father, but he's just completely not interested in me. It's a normal story. So, of course, like many black men that go through this, if you guys are fathers, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have children, but I know some of you men know what I'm talking about. What happens with some of you brothers is like, you start kind of giving up. I'm not saying that you're fully giving up, but you sort of give up. You want to kind of move on with your life because you're stressed, you're heartbroken, you've had this child, you can't participate in this child's life. Your name is being dragged through the mud. She's telling everybody you don't care about the kid and things like that. So you move on. You go on and move on with a new lady. Now, typically the next lady might be a lady you might marry. And, you get married to the lady, you have a kid, few kids, but one of those children is a woman, a little girl who grows up to be a woman. All right. Now, you don't even know that your son has moved back into the same city. You don't even know where your son is. Haven't talked to him. You haven't talked to his side of the family. There's nobody that's telling you about where he is. You just don't know as a father. All right. Just imagine you're the father. You don't know. Then you find out that your son eventually, years later, got married. Wow, that's great. This would be a good time for me to try to tell him and explain the story of my son, because I'd love to talk to my son. I'd love to tell him, what really happened. And then you find out who he's married to. And then, this happens. Play that clip.
In 2008, we got married in 2011. We had our first child in 2011. We had our second child in 2015. We've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. We just recently found out we're brothers and sisters.
So yes, guys, you've seen that. You've seen that, right? This man married, listen to what I'm saying, brothers, married his own sister. Didn't even know it. Now, in Black America, I found this out so many times that, brothers end up marrying, a lot of times they're, I would say not sisters, cousins, or end up having, some sort of relationship with their cousins. I've seen that a bunch of times, right? I've seen that so many times where, you end up having black men end up meeting, certain ladies and things like that. And then it'd be your first cousin you don't know, or your second cousin you don't know. But this time it's this woman who is his actual cousin or sister. Now, it seems like it's gross because it's his half sister. But obviously, what are they supposed to do? Get divorced or something like that? I don't know. It's not my business. But the thing about that I want to talk about is this happens so many times. They don't know. Want to know why they don't know? Because the dad wasn't allowed to participate in his life. So if he was able to participate in his life, and even if the dad moved on, he would be able to know, like, oh, this young lady is my sister. She's my sister. I would love her in a different way. She's my sister. But now when you find out that you don't have a dad, or you feel like your dad wasn't there, because you've been taught to hate your dad. But then here's what you're going to find out. That your mom had a lot to do with the dysfunction, family. And that's the problem. Like, let me just say this. A lot of times in Black America, kids have been turned into weapons of destruction. I'm just going to be real. I'm going to call it like it is. Children have been turned into weapons of destruction. Why? Because you don't like the dad or something like that. That's the reason. The dad don't want to be with me. So because he don't want to be with me, he needs to suffer. So this is my kid, and I'm going to tell my kid X, Y, and Z. Your daddy didn't love you. Your dad don't care nothing about you. And it's all good. Who cares? This is what we're thinking about, right? But then do you know like how dumb that is? Do you know how dumb that is? It is completely stupid. It is completely insane. And I'm going to say another thing. It is also completely unfair. That's right. Unfair. How many people, men or women, gotta suffer because their parents can't get it together? And all you do when you do that, you just teach somebody else how to treat their kids. Oh, well, my dad lied to me. My mama lied to me, but my dad, let me go ahead and lie also. And it just keeps it going. Keeps it going all the time. Keeps it going all the time. And where does it keep going? Confusion. Like, one of the things that we got to stop doing is having babies, I'm going to keep saying it, out of wedlock. You heard it. Out of wedlock. Please stop having babies out of wedlock. The reason why you need to do this, okay, listen to what I'm saying, is because you're not going to stay with the dad in the first place. That's why. Or with the mom. Now, what I'm saying is you might not stay with the mom if you get married. We understand that. But at least you have no intention of doing that. You know what I'm saying? And then using these kids as a weapon of destruction, it just doesn't make any sense. Number one, is not fair. And number two, look at what happened. How do you look yourself in the face? Like, that's the kind of information you don't even want to tell nobody. Like, yo, what's going on, man? Yeah, man, I'm actually screwing my sister. What person, think about this, family. I'm not trying to laugh at it, but what person wants to admit something that terrible? Because the parents made a mistake. Because the parents hated each other. This is the reason why people don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. It's the real reason why. We don't want to talk about it, but it's true. It is true, family. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.